Auto crafting and ME storage? Yes, please. Hey, welcome back everybody to All the Mods 9 to the Sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Between episodes, did a little more island building. We have ourselves a jungle island. Let's go on down here. On the other side of the cave entrance here that I've been working on, doing a little more work just to kind of fine tune how I want this to look. But it's starting to come along here, And I built an island on this side. This is going to be kind of a jungly themed island spot. I did go ahead and move the banana trees over here. Sugar cane's been put in over here, the bamboo. So, you know, we've got grass, we've got all this. So, nice little area over here. I mentioned this before. I don't want to have just, you know, just plain little flat platforms. And I know this is flat. We're working on it. As you can see, like on here, you see how I've done for this island. It was originally flat. Now it's starting to kind of fill out and take shape into a rounded island. Something else that I've done here between episodes is I have changed the crafters so that we're now making the inferium blocks when the inferium essence comes in. And then we're using those inferium blocks then in the crafting recipes to kick out the next tier. So instead of doing, you know, the essence and then having a lot of essence built up in here, well, now I've got it going in blocks. And this is working out pretty good. I mean, 17 insanium blocks, that's pretty significant. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty significant. And as far as the mystical agriculture area goes, we are almost completely done with this top layer of getting the lily pads of fertility, lily pads of infertility. Lily pads of fertility going in. I've got one more that I got to make. And this top layer is done. Then we can start filling the area underneath there. And then also I need to start expanding these out. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of episodes or between episodes. I'm going to be finishing this one all the way out. Also built another staircase over here. So multiple ways of getting around the island. I decided I wanted to have another staircase over on this side. Taking us over to the mob farm, which I am now officially calling the island of Dr. Moreau. Pretty cool little island here. I like the way this is working. You saw from the intro. I mean, that just looks like you're just staring into the darkness there of a cave. I like the way that looks. And this thing is doing really, really good. I've had to come over here several times and kind of fix this because we're getting way too much stuff in. Let's see, saturation. I think that's the one I've been waiting for. Let's check that one. I think saturation is the one I've been needing. I got one, if it's, yeah, see, I've got one saturation, which reduces the hunger. That's what's going to fix this so I can use a lot more of these than what I have been. So, oh, I need some more. Yeah, I'll just take, yeah, I'll take 29 levels. Sure. Why not? We'll add that over. Excellent. So now, as the saturation bar goes down, ooh, that was loud. As the saturation bar goes down, I'll take a little tick of hunger and then it'll immediately pop back up. But enough for that. This episode, we are going to be getting into AE2 and into auto crafting. This is definitely something that is entirely needed because I'm getting tired of running around to get everything I need. I'd like to have it all in one location. If we go to the getting started to quest line, you'll see that there's an area here for refined storage, for and for applied energistics. And so we're going to be going down the applied energistics pathway during this episode. A lot to do because there's a lot of infrastructure stuff that goes into AE2. So we're going to be getting this, probably kind of just getting it set up in an area, and then we'll fine tune it as we go along. In addition to the getting started 2 chapter, there's also an applied energistics 2 quest line. And this is what we're going to be working through as we progress through. So let's get some stuff gathered up and let's get started. All right, first things first, down the quest line, we're going to make a nether quartz wrench. And again, We'll use it, but it's really just mainly for the quest line. We are also going to need to make a charger. And then we're also going to need to make some Fluix dust. So I think I've already got some charged Certus quartz. Charged Certus quartz, I do. And we get 2 of those. We'll need 2 of those and need 2 of those. There we go. We've got our Fluix crystals. And we need to make Fluix dust. So to make the Fluix dust, we're going to use that inscriber. So let's jump into here where we've got some power. Dawned on me while I am working on all this stuff. I need a time in a bottle. Yeah, I was at there work on the machine going, man, I wish I could make this go faster. Netherite ingots. Luckily, we should have capability of getting a lot of netherite ingots. That's something that's been going over here for a hot minute. Time in a bottle. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, another beacon. I've already got a couple of those. I don't think I'm going to get any more. I wouldn't mind getting a sturdy bee cage, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So now it's time to make the inscriber logic press. So we're going to need the skystone, gold, and an iron plate. Remember, you can make iron plates using the engineer's hammer. So now we need to make our first processor. So the logic processor. So the first thing we're going to do is have to make the printed silicone. So I am going to need to make several of these inscribers. For right now, though, I'm going to put the... All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of these printed silicones. I think it makes sense for us to go ahead and make a Certus quartz seat. Reason being is looking at the what we can do with this. We can make the inscriber. We can make all the press pieces that we need. I don't think we need to worry about that. Certus quartz, that's something we're definitely going to want. Certus quartz dust, those are 2 things that we're definitely going to want as we progress through this. So I think that just makes sense to do that. Went ahead and made the Fluix seed as well. So I've got the Certus quartz, got the Fluix seed, and I've got nether quartz all kind of growing right here. Those are things we're going to be needing quite a bit of. And if we look for the Fluix, we can get, not only can we get the Fluix dust, but we can also get the crystals and a pretty good supply of them. So yeah, I think that's going to be a smart thing to do. And we'll get this sped up and probably make a few more of those seeds too. Okay, now that we have these all kind of done, I'm going to go ahead and throw the silicone into that spot. I'm going to throw the redstone there. And now we're going to need the printed engineering circuit. So I'll throw those up and we'll get those made. Now we're going to do the logic circuits. Logic processors are done. And now for the calculation circuits. And now those are done. Okay, now we need to get into making the terminals and also getting into the ME controller. So I'm going to go ahead and add that one. And that one. And that. And then it's going to ask us to make the chest and also the drive. And there is our ME controller. So I do believe I want to go with the 64K right off the bat. That should get us through all of these quests right here. So let's start working on that. Cool. We are up and going. Okay, let's get our drive made. I'm going to put this crafting table back down, hopefully for the last time. 64K storage component. Cool. Here we go. That's nice. So this can only hold 63 different types of items. It can hold a lot of stuff. Not for what we're going to be able to do. We're going to have to go much, much bigger than these. But that's a good starting spot right there. This is going to help with the crafting also. Like I said, this now replaces that. Throw that into there. We can throw the cobblestone in there. We'll get some more items kind of thrown into this, but that's a good starting spot. So let's get this all cleared off here. So this is a smart cable. It's going to tell you how many channels you have on hand. We've got one device hooked up to this right now, which is the storage controller that is linked to all of that. I need to close that up or somebody falls and gets hurt. So now I should have access to all my metals. Very nice. And because those are stored separately from what's on the drive, I'm not using up types here. So my mass storage of stuff is going to be held in an area like this, connected to a storage controller, and then hooked up to the ME controller. I would like to look at now the energy storage from ME. If we go to the craft, let's see, to the quest line, we've got a quest side shoot here, optional quest line, where you want to call it, that is for the energy acceptor, the energy cells, and the energy cards. I'm not sure how much of this we're going to use, but I want to have that stuff available, and I want to kind of, at least for completion, get this stuff done. So for this, we're going to need some copper, some iron, and some more quartz glass, which is actually pretty easy. There's the energy acceptor. And there's our energy card. Let's take a look at these and read about them. So RF and FE can be converted into the native AE at the ratio of 2:1, either directly through an ME controller or through the energy acceptor, which can instead be connected to any part of the network. If I were to go around on this side, we look at the ME controller, we can see that we have a total storage capacity of 16,000 FE. That we currently have 8,000 AE stored. So there's that 2:1 ratio. So if I were to put this onto there, it's going to start filling up. And it's going to store 1.6 million AE, which is going to allow, you're going to see this number is going to go way up. It's going to be able to store in there. So where does this come in handy? So whenever you have energy going into your system directly into the ME controller. So remember, we have a flux network connection going down there. It's providing power to it. But now what this thing allows, it's like a battery system. So it allows more power to be stored in that for use in the system. So if we were to lose power, through our thermal generators and everything started using power, the power that's stored in here will keep the AE system running for quite a while. That's 1.6 million AE that it's storing. And if we click down here, you can see we're only using 9 AE a tick. So really not that bad. That'll last us for a good long while. So again, you see the energy cell allows for an ME network to hold significantly more energy, adding another 2,000 or 200,000 AE per regular energy cell and 1.6 million per dense. And this can be placed anywhere in the network. So, you know, anywhere we have network cables going, well, we can drop one of those in there. Pretty relatively cheap. And I think having extra storage, extra energy storage in our AE system is probably well worth it. Last thing we just got done making was the energy card. It can be applied to most chargeable devices like portable cells and wireless terminals, and to also increase their energy buffer. If you like AE2 and you're enjoying this video, boop the like button so this video can reach more people. Well done, and thanks. Now it's time to get into the real nitty gritty of AE2, and that is our auto crafting. So we're going to have to go through, build our pattern providers, access terminal, the crafting storage, CPUs, crafting monitor, molecular assemblers, yeah, all that stuff. Growth accelerator. Do we need to, well, you know what? We just need to do that just for completeness, don't we? Let's put that on there. I'll mark it. Okay. So we got a good amount of stuff to do here. Let's get started. Let's get started with the pattern providers. There we go. Easy. Now let's take a look at what we've got done. So we got the auto crafter, got that constructed. We've got the growth accelerator, and we've got lots of patterns set up, molecular assemblers, and then we've got crafting storage, crafting coprocessors, and the crafting monitors. All that's done. Okay, got the pattern access terminal on that side. I'm going to put the pattern encoder on this side, and this is where we're going to put our blank patterns into. There we go. So we've got now just a little small crafting coprocessor unit right there. All right, let's build our first little area here for crafting. And I'm just going to go right here for now. This is going to be a very basic kind of setup. Nothing fancy. We're going to do that, that, and that. So we should now allow each one of these pattern providers is now in contact with two molecular assemblers. So we should be able to come up here now and look at the access terminal, and we see we've got two molecular assemblers. So this is one, and that's two. So we've got a space in here for 18 recipes right now. So, you know, something relatively simple. Let's look at first how to make more. Let's not do that one. Let's do more patterns first, right? To the pattern encoder, and we want to look at making more patterns. So we'll do that. We'll pop that into there, and that's going to create, when we create this recipe, it's going to give us two blank patterns. So I'm going to take that off of there, and we're going to pop it into here. So now from this point, you can see that we can craft those. So I can put that, say, give me two of those. Hit next. I need a little more glowstone. I got a little more. Let's try that again. So it says that we've got everything available. We hit start, and boom, we got two blank patterns. So I know one of the things I like to usually do first is kind of create for these additional storage cells so that I can have more of those available. However, there is one item that I would like to have first, and this is called the ME requester. So automatically keeps items and fluids in stock by requesting new crafts when needed. Has to be connected to an ME network and can be accessed from an ME requester terminal. And will lose its configuration when broken. Settings can be copied with a memory card. So I think what I'd like to do is let's get one of those going first. So I can do this, and I'm going to go ahead and set a pattern for it. And one of the things that I like to do whenever I go to accept things like this is being able to look and see what other patterns I've got to make. So if I type in the requester and I say I want to make one, it's telling me I'm going to need to get two of the crafting coprocessors, the ME interface, and that. So let's start off with that. We're going to make a crafting coprocessor unit recipe. And there we go, ME requester. So we'll be using that ME requester. We can put, we'll set up crafting recipes, and then we can put an item in there. So like say, for example, if we wanted to have a recipe for, let's say pistons. Okay, we'll create a recipe for piston. Put that in there. And then we can come down here and we can say that we want to keep one piston on hand at all times within the ME system. Let's say I'm at stock, let's say 2. And we'll do it in batch sizes of 1. So now I've done this correctly. See? There we go. Expand it just a little bit more. So that's going to give us access to have more recipes in here. So we can spread some of these out across multiple over multiple pattern providers. So it's kind of good to do that because as you, if this is all one pattern provider, so if you had a whole series of things that needed to be done in sequence all in one, it would have to wait for one to finish for one to the next, the next, the next. So breaking it up between different pattern providers is really a good thing to do, good practice. But now we can get into creating the patterns that we need for more disk drives. And then we'll be able to start automating a lot of the stuff that we do. We're going to have to better organize what we've got going on. So all of our storage here needs to go away. To do that, I'm going to have more ME drives. We're going to have to take all of this stuff and we're going to have to automate it and create a better storage system for it. And that's going to require more pattern providers hooked up to devices and more ME cables and all of that kind of stuff. We're also going to have to get so that all of this stuff can be found by our inventory system. And then we also have to take care of all of this. So that's in our ME system. Point being, I got a lot of work to do between now and the next episode. So I'm going to be working to continue to move, relocate my storage system, and continue to create recipes. And we're going to do that so that next episode we can get into auto sieving and processing so we can start taking all of this and using it and creating it into... So that way we can take all of this and turn it into something valuable and useful that we can use for crafting. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.